Hello everyone. Welcome to Core Learning and Knowledge, your resource for the best fully downloadable online lessons. Today we have a really fun spreadsheet to go on. I know a lot of people out there are probably saying, spreadsheets, that can't be fun. But what we're going to do to learn spreadsheets today is we're going to do a stock market game simulation. So all of you students are going to have $10,000 to buy and sell real stocks at relatively real prices, and you'll be able to hopefully make money off of all of your stock transactions so that you can increase your net worth, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're going to use spreadsheets to keep track of all of this today. Okay, to begin today, we are going to do our do now. I have two questions for you. Once I've read the questions, you can go ahead and pause and answer them either in a Google Doc or you can write them down. Number one, how can we keep track of large amounts of numbers? As companies are huge, multinational, they have tens of thousands of employees, make millions if not billions of dollars. How do they keep track of all of that? How do they keep track of their employees all over the world, how much money each one's making, how much money they're selling all their products for all around the world? That's just vast amounts of numbers, millions and millions of different numbers, and they all matter. Number two, how can we use computers to do calculations? Obviously, if I have these millions of numbers, I want to be able to do these calculations on a computer. I don't want to have to add 2 plus 2 every single time, right? Or even do bigger numbers and have to do all that work myself. So how can I use a computer to do that for me? So go ahead and pause the video, answer these in either a Google Doc or on a piece of paper. Alright, as we begin our lesson today, we have two objectives. One, we are going to analyze all the information available to buy and sell stocks. I'm going to give you guys what's called a prospectus. So we have 10 companies, and I have basic information about each of the 10 companies so you can make informed decisions as to what you're going to buy and sell. You're going to know most of these companies, if not all of them, from your everyday, so you'll have experience with them, and hopefully that information will play into what you're buying and selling. We're also going to have new information, new news that comes up every round, and you'll be able to use that information to buy and sell. So you have a lot of different information coming at you. You have to be able to analyze it. So break it down. What's good, what's bad, what do you think the trends are, what do you think is going on? Okay, it's a big objective, but it's going to be fun today as we're doing it. Number two, we're going to use the provided spreadsheet to buy and sell stocks. So we're going to be using a Google Sheet or Excel spreadsheet. Either one works today. It's just basically a whole set of numbers as we're going along and keep track of everything in little cells. I'll show you guys all that in just a minute. We're going to buy and sell our stocks in there, and then we're also going to use it to keep track of our net worth. Now, our net worth is a big fancy term there that we use in the financial business as just saying how much are you worth total. So if I own a car, a house, and have money in the bank account, if I add together how much all that stuff is worth, then that's how much money I am worth. Even though I don't have as much money in my bank account as I have in my house, at any point I could sell my house and then get that as cash. So at any point today you could sell all of your stocks, take that as your net worth, and then have a lot of money on hand. So hopefully you make money. Maybe you'll lose money today though. That's kind of the fun of the game. So let's go ahead and get introduced to our spreadsheet. So we have the amount of stocks that are available, the cash available, which is going to be $10,000. We're going to go over how to buy, how to sell, and then our net worth calculator, which is the big number that we want to say goes up. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our spreadsheet here. So I have year one of our spreadsheet. Year one, I have all the prices indicated right here. They're already preloaded for you. After every year after this, you're going to have to write them down from the board. I don't want to tell you what the prices are going to be in year 4. It's blank, because then you'll be able to cheat and look into the future. Okay, so I have all the stock prices right here. Okay, so let's go through here and say Kroger. I shop at a Kroger store. Our local Kroger here is called King Soopers, but I've shopped at Kroger pretty much my whole life, so I'm going to say I really like them. So I'm going to buy 8 of them. Okay, so I buy 8. Notice my sell category right here is all grayed out because the first year I don't have anything to sell. I'm only buying. Okay, so I bought 8 of them. They are $40 a piece, so that transaction cost me $320. Again, we talked about at the beginning in our do now that we have a lot of numbers that we're going to be playing with. How do I keep track of all of this? Well, this little box here, my cell, which is E4, Okay, kind of like Battleship. E4 has my formulas right up here. Okay, so basically what it's saying is my negative of how much is in B4, which is my sell, or is my buy, sorry. So how much am I buying? That's going to be a negative number because it's taking away numbers, times the stock price, which is my C4. This is also going to allow me to sell in the future. So I could enter a number here in the cell, and I would get positive number here, whereas this is a negative. So it says this number times this number equals that number. Okay? So as I'm going along, that's what's going on. Okay, and I'm going to undo my sell stop. Okay, so it's going to cost me negative $320. Again, I have $10,000 to start with. Up here is always how much money you're starting with, and then down here it says how much is cash available. So I started with $10,000. I spent $320, so that gives me $9,680 left. I also have all of my stocks owned right over here. Okay, so of my Kroger, now I own 8 because I just bought 8. But maybe next round I sell 3. This would then become 5. Again, this is a formula of how much I have going on here. In the future, you'll see all these numbers change, and it keeps track of it all for me. So the only thing you need to be ever changing is just these two columns right here. How much are you buying? How much are you selling? So I'm going to go down the list here, and I'm going to buy some more. I obviously am a technology teacher, so I really like this technology stocks here. So I like Google. Use it every day. I really love it. It's expensive stock, so I'm going to buy a lot of it just because I love it. Tesla, oh man, I would love to own a Tesla car in the future. Electric car company is so cool. Apple, I use Apple products. I have my iPhone, so I'm going to buy some of that. Walmart, I don't like shopping at Walmart, so I'm just going to leave that blank. Sony, pretty cool company. They make some good computers, have some good movies, stuff like that. Then I have McDonald's. I occasionally will stop by McDonald's, so I'll get some there. PepsiCo, I'm a fan of Coke. Don't like it so much. Frito-Lay's, there are things they don't own. Ford, really cheap. I'm going to buy, let's just say, I'm going to buy 20 of those because it's so cheap, right? 20 of Ford is less than even one of Google. It's the way the stock market works. Target, I do shop at Target, so I'm going to buy 10 of them because it's kind of a value too. Now, I've spent $7,300 roughly, and I have about $2,600 left over. I don't want to spend all of my money in the first year, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And you can see all of my stocks owned here. A couple of them I did not buy, my Walmart and my Pepsi. So hopefully Walmart and Pepsi go down so other people lose their money and I make money on mine. So I'm going to move on then from year one. You'll know when the round is over because I will announce it. Once year one goes past, we cannot go past this. Okay, this is a big thing. If you go back in time, it's a $1,000 fine. You can't just say, oh, hey, one of these stock prices goes up. Let me go buy it in the past so I can make money. No, we can't do that. Okay, so I'll announce everybody's moving to year two. Notice year two does not have any stock prices. Up on the board, I'm going to have our presentation with the stock prices. I will also give you some news as to what happened in year two. Let's say that Kroger's revenue goes up, how much money they're making. So now their stock price is $42. It used to be $40. Okay, I own 8 of those. So my value just went up. Okay, so let's just say I sold it all. Well, I bought it at $320 and now it's worth $336. So I just made money off of that transaction. But maybe, I don't want to sell my Kroger because I think it's going to go up anymore. Let's say buy 8 more. So even though I'm spending my cash, I now own 16 of it. So if it keeps going up, I'm going to make more and more money. But let's say I got some bad news about Google. Okay, let's say that YouTube goes down for a whole day. I don't think that'll ever happen. Obviously, I love YouTube because there's videos on YouTube. But let's say Google goes down for a bit. Okay, so their price was $715. Now it's worth $700. Well, I own 6 of those, so I just lost a good hunk of money because Google went down. That's the stock market. I want to say which ones are going up and which ones are going down. Again, we're using that word analyze. We're taking in all the factors here and saying, oh, Google's went down, but I think that they're going to get their stuff together and they're going to be able to create some cool products in the future. They have some cool robotic stuff going on that I'm looking forward to. Okay? I'm going to keep going along as we go through the years. This is really going to matter the time of our class. Maybe we only get to year 6 and then we'll skip to the last year. The last year then we really want to see our net worth go up. So down here then I'll sell off all of my stocks on my last year. We'll get the stock price here. Once I enter in the stock price and I sell them all off, okay, it'll calculate my net worth. Or I can keep it if I wanted to, but I would like to have all the cash at the end of the game, imaginary cash that is. Okay, so my net worth right now is just how much cash I have because I haven't entered in the stock prices. But if I put in all of my stock prices right here, it'll calculate how much all my stocks are worth plus my cash and give me this nice formula. Look at this nice formula bar right here. I have all this information going in. It's saying how much cash plus all of my stocks, what they're worth, and then it adds it all up for me. This number, hopefully by the end of the game, the end of the last year, will be more than $10,000 because I started with $10,000. If it's less than $10,000, obviously I've lost money. That's not good at all. After playing for years, I want to make money, not lose it. But maybe it's $11,000, and over 10 years I've made $1,000. Moderate returns. I really want that to go up a lot. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and get to our information about our stocks. Okay, this is what we call our prospectus. Okay, and all this is from wikiinvest.com. You can go and read the full prospectus on wikiinvest.com if you want to. Okay, so we have our companies. These are all large companies. I'm going to run through them real quick. Hopefully, again, you know all 10 of these companies. They are very large, popular companies. So Kroger is a very large grocery store chain. They own many different brands across the country. Google obviously is a very large tech company, but they do a lot of different things besides just Google.com. They do Gmail, they do AdSense, they do Chrome. They also own YouTube. Tesla is a electric car company that's making some cool new things. Apple obviously is a very large company. iPhone, iPad, Macs, everything in the Mac family. Okay, we have Walmart. Everybody knows Walmart, retail chain, and they cater to lower prices. Then we have Sony. Sony is obviously a large company that does a lot with video games, all the PlayStation stuff. They also make movies and computers and stuff like that too. Okay, McDonald's, everybody knows McDonald's. They're on every corner, it seems like. Okay, so everybody knows that. Pepsi, everybody knows the Pepsi brand, but do you know that PepsiCo also owns a lot of different things? They are well-known brands. Besides just Pepsi, they also own Frito-Lay, Tropicana, Gatorade, Quaker Oats. They own a lot of different things, and they are sold all around the world, actually. So it's a very national or international company. Ford, obviously everybody knows Ford companies have had a rough few years here. That's why their stock is pretty cheap. We'll see if they can go up and make lots of money. Again, Ford stock is very cheap, so if it goes up even $1 and you own, say, 100 shares of it, you could make money really quick. But what if it goes up $2? You can make money very, very quickly off of it. Target. Target's a very popular brand. Obviously does a lot in retail as they sell things a little bit more high-end than Walmart does. So here are year one prices. Again, these are automatically entered in for you, but I'm just putting this up here as an example of how you could enter in for our year two. So you'd look up here and say, oh, hey, Kroger, remember our year two price was $42. So let's say that's $42, then here I would enter that in. If then Google, we said, imaginary numbers for year two was $700, it would say 700 here, you enter it into your spreadsheet. So at the end of every year, you move on to the next year, you write down all the numbers here, your net worth will calculate out, and you'll know what to buy and sell. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you have any questions about this, you can refer to the spreadsheet on your computer that you have open now through our classroom site. We also will have this video on here so you can go back and you can view any of the information there. Otherwise, we're going to get to it. We're going to start having fun. Hopefully everybody makes some money.